When Daniel bought the old farmhouse, it was supposed to be a fresh start. The single dad had saved for years, taking on extra shifts at the auto shop and skipping his own meals just to make a down payment. His daughter, Lily, an 8-year-old with wild curls and a love for fireflies, was thrilled when he told her, "We'll finally have a home of our own." The farmhouse sat on the edge of a forgotten road, surrounded by whispering fields and a sagging wooden fence. When they first visited, it was empty, dusty floors, broken windows, and a smell of rain-soaked wood. But to Daniel, it was perfect. It meant safety. It meant stability. After signing the papers, Daniel had to finish a contract job 2 towns away, so he locked the farmhouse up and told Lily, "When we come back, we'll make it shine." They stayed with his sister for a few weeks, dreaming of how they'd paint the porch sky blue and plant daisies by the gate. When they returned, it was twilight. The air smelled like pine and rain. Daniel parked his truck and smiled. "Home," he whispered, but as soon as he stepped out, something felt off. There was smoke coming from the chimney. He frowned. "That's strange." "Daddy," Lily said, clutching his sleeve, "did someone move in?" Daniel told her to stay in the truck and walked slowly toward the front porch. There were new curtains in the windows. The door that he had locked tight now hung slightly open. He pushed it gently. Inside, the living room glowed with firelight. Blankets covered the couch, and on the table sat a steaming pot of soup. Then, from the hallway came the sound of voices. 2 women whispering. Daniel's heart pounded. "Hello," he called out. The whispers stopped. A moment later, a thin woman stepped into the light, holding a broom like a weapon. Her face was pale, her hair messy, eyes wide with fear. Behind her, another woman appeared, much younger, clutching a little child wrapped in a blanket. "Who are you?" Daniel asked, trying to sound calm. This is our home now," the older woman said, her voice trembling. "Please don't call the police." Daniel blinked in disbelief. "Your home? I bought this place 2 months ago." The younger woman started crying. "We're sorry," she said softly. "We didn't mean any harm." Daniel looked at them. They weren't dangerous, just exhausted. Their clothes were old and torn, their faces gaunt. He noticed a half-empty bottle of milk on the table. The child coughed softly. "Who are you?" Daniel asked again, softer this time. "My name's Sarah," the older woman said. "This is my daughter Mia and my grandson Oliver. We had nowhere to go. The shelter was full. We thought this house was abandoned." Daniel sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. He should have been angry. He should have called the police. But something about the way Sarah held the child, protectively, like she'd fight the world to keep him safe, reminded him of himself. He looked at Lily, who had come to the door despite his warning. She was watching quietly, her eyes full of curiosity and worry. "Daddy," she whispered, "they look cold." Daniel's heart softened completely. He nodded. "Come inside, Lily, it's okay." They all sat by the fire in silence for a few minutes. Sarah explained that her husband had died 2 years ago, leaving her with her daughter and grandson. They'd been living in their car until it broke down. When they found the farmhouse, they saw an open window and thought it was fate. "I'm sorry," Sarah said. "We'll leave in the morning." Daniel looked around. The place actually looked better. They'd cleaned the floors, fixed a few windows, even mended the leaky roof. "You did all this?" he asked. She nodded shyly. "We wanted to make it livable." He chuckled softly. "You did more in a month than I probably would have done in a year." That night, instead of throwing them out, Daniel let them stay. Lily shared her blanket with Oliver, and the house felt alive for the first time. Over the next few weeks, Daniel helped fix the plumbing while Sarah cooked meals. Mia painted the porch blue, just like Lily had dreamed. Slowly, the broken house became a home, shared by strangers who somehow felt like family. But one day, Daniel came home from work to find a sleek black car parked outside. A man in a suit stood on the porch, holding papers. Sarah's face was pale as she spoke to him. Daniel approached cautiously. Everything okay?" The man looked up. "You must be Daniel Reed," he said. "I'm from the estate office. We've been trying to reach Mrs. Sarah Collins." Sarah looked down, tears filling her eyes. "It's about my husband," she whispered. The man handed her an envelope. "His company insurance claim finally processed. You've been granted full compensation, a considerable sum." Daniel froze. Sarah's hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a check that could change her life. That evening she sat beside Daniel by the fire. "I don't know how to thank you," she said. "You didn't have to let us stay. You could have turned us away." Daniel smiled faintly. "You needed a home, and maybe so did we." Sarah looked at him, her eyes soft. "What will you do now?" He shrugged. "Keep fixing things, I guess." She smiled. "Then maybe we can fix things together." Weeks later, a new sign appeared by the mailbox. "The Reed Collins Farm." Lily and Oliver ran through the field, laughing, as Sarah stood beside Daniel, hand in hand. Sometimes family isn't who you're born with. It's who stays when you have nowhere else to go. And the old farmhouse, once empty and broken, became the home that healed them all.